Good evening, guys. All are getting my screen and voice. Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Recording in progress.
Guys, if required, then only unmute yourself. Otherwise, again, I will put it all in mute. The entire class will get disturbed. People are without unmuting, right? Without put it in mute. They are speaking other side, guys. Please try to understand. Okay. So in last session, we discussed about sed command, guys. Right. Someone asked yesterday how to replace multiple words at a time. Okay. See, guys. Let me show that one once. Right. Let me connect with the Linux virtual machine. Right. So let me check in where we have the data, in which file we have the data, cat f2.txt. Okay, fine, guys. In f2.txt, we have data, guys. Here, welcome to Azure DevOps is there. Welcome to Azure DevOps. I want to change this Azure DevOps as AWS, guys. At AWS, I want to change AWS Cloud. I want to change, and under this GCP, I want to change it as DevOps, guys. Okay, fine. See, guys, both I want to change. How to do that one? By using sed command. Set at -I at here yes slash at first word, guys, Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps. This Azure DevOps I want to change into an AWS Cloud. AWS Cloud, guys. Okay, right. So next, see, guys, if you want to change the multiple words between that, we need to use -e, guys. -e we need to use again. See, guys, here GCP I want to change it as DevOps, guys. GCP I want to change it as DevOps like this. Where in f2.txt file. f2.txt file, guys. See, guys, here I'm using -e, guys. Okay, at a time I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to replace two words, guys. Azure DevOps I want to replace it as AWS Cloud, and GCP I want to replace it as DevOps, guys. Between I'm using -e, guys. Okay, let me check. Right. Find a DevOps / AWS Cloud. Azure capital D DevOps. Correct only, right? Any spelling mistakes? Any spelling mistakes here?
No, sir.
Said -e is Azure DevOps. 1 minute. Do one thing. Let me try only put it AWS. Correct, right? What's wrong here? One minute, guys. No such file to cannot read. 2.txt we have. Hyphen else. No, I have seen this, guys. Afternoon I have checked this one. One minute, let me check here. Placing multiple strings using sed command in Linux. Go back, not this one. See, guys, what's wrong here? Hyphen E, right? So this one. But here, this is not required hyphen E here. Then let me check. They have taken here. If I take E, it won't edit, right? It won't insert, right? Here it is changing. See, guys, it is printing. See here, earlier we hear what we have, Azure DevOps is there, that Azure DevOps replaced with AWS, and here GCP is replaced with DevOps, guys. But it is not saving in the file, right? It won't save in the file. Let me check. Cat f2.txt. Cat f2.txt, same as it is we have. It is not replacing. So now let me add hyphen I also. Let me add hyphen I also here. Hyphen I, both I'm adding. Okay, fine. Now I think it will get changed. Now it get changed, guys. Okay, see, guys. See here. Is it changed or not? At a time, two things, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday you attended, Geeta. Yesterday did you attended? Did you attended for yesterday session? Guys, is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
What about others?
Yes, it's audible.
Audible.
Others are getting my voice properly. Guys, just respond yes or no, guys.
Yes,
Geeta,
sir.
please check from your end. Maybe there was a problem with your end only. Please check it once. See, guys, now here we can change multiple words like this by using -e, guys. Okay, I think yesterday who asked this question?
Me, sir. Pallavi.
Pallavi, I think you only asked, I think, yesterday.
Yes. Actually, I have another doubt regarding this only.
Is it
In
clear
the
now?
grep command, yes, it's clear now, but I have another doubt. In a grep
How to
command,
replace
we
multiple
use-
strings by using set command?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me add this one also in the notes, guys. Let replace multiple strings. Replace multiple strings using set command. Using set command, guys. See, guys, $SCD -i, guys, to insert the data -i, and here -e. Here what we are doing? See here, yes slash. We have Azure. Assume Azure is there. That Azure I want to replace with AWS. Right after that, here again -e. Right here, second stream I'm replacing, guys. Yes, here GCP I want replace with DevOps, guys. GCP I want replace with DevOps. On which file? f2.txt file. Okay, so by using this -e separator, we can replace multiple strings, guys, by using set command. Fine, guys. And yesterday we have started our discussion about file permissions, guys. That is very, very important, guys. File permissions is very, very important, guys. Okay, fine. So let me talk about that file permissions, guys. File permissions, guys. Okay, so now here ls-l. See, guys, here you can see the permissions, guys. Here first character will talk about the type of the file. Right? If first character is D, then that is the directory file. If first character is hyphen, then that is the normal text file. Here total how many characters we have? Total 10 characters are there. Out of these 10 characters, first character will talk about the type of the file. If it is D, then that is the directory file. If it is hyphen, then that is the normal text file. Remaining 9 characters will talk about the file permissions. Right, total 10 characters are there. First character will talk about the type of the file. Remaining 9 characters will talk about the file permissions, guys. Here we have 3 types of people are there. Right, one is the owner, second one is the group, third one is the others, guys. Here first three characters, see, guys, from second onwards, from second, guys, first 3 characters will talk about the owner permissions. Next 3 talk about the group permissions. Last 3 talk about the others permissions, guys. Okay, see here, right, owner have read permission, write permission, and execute permission. Group also have read, write, and execute permission, but others have only read and execute permission. Hyphen represents what, guys? There is no permission. Hyphen represents no permission. Here others does not have the right permission. Others have only read and execute permission. Group have read, write, execute permission. Owner have read, write, and execute permission. Okay, coming to this normal files. Here owner have read and write permissions. There is no execute permission. Same group also have read and write permissions. There is no execute permission. Coming to others. Others have only read permission. There is no write and execute permission for the others, guys. Here R stands for read, W stands for write, write, X stands for execute, guys. R stands for read, W stands for write, X stands for execute, guys. Okay, right. Now observe carefully. Let me add a few points. In Linux, right, everything will be represented as files only. Everything will be represented as files only, right? So in Linux, we have two types of files are available. In Linux, we have two types of files are available. In Linux, we have two types of files. Two types of files are available. Right? What two types of files are there? One is the directory file. Right? The second one is the normal text file. Normal text file, guys. Normal text file, guys. One is the directory file. Second one is the normal text file, guys. Okay. Guys, observe carefully. A file can have three types of permissions, guys. Here, if you observe it here, if you take whether it is a directory file or normal text file, here a file can have three types of permissions. What three types of permissions are there? Read permission, write permission, and execute permission. See, guys, a file can have three types of permissions. Three types of permissions, guys. What three types of permissions are there? One is the read permission, right? Read permission will be represented by using R. Second one is the write permission. Write permission will be represented by using W. Third one is the execute permission. Third one is the execute permission. Execute permission will be represented by X, guys. These are the three types of permissions, guys. A file can have three types of permissions. One is the read permission, write permission, and execute permission. Right? Suppose if you have the read permission, what you can do? You can read the data which is available in the file, guys. If you have the read permission, you can read the data which is available inside the file. If you have the write permission, you can write the data inside the file, guys. Without having write permission, you can't able to perform any write operation on the file. But if you have the write permission, then you can write the data inside the file. Okay, if you have the execute permission, you can install the software packages and you can execute the shell script files. All those things you can do, guys. Okay, see here, if you take any file, these three permissions are available: read, write, and execute. What is the read permission? If you have the read permission, you can read the data. You can read the data from the file, guys. You can read the data from the file, right? If you have the write permission, right? If you have the write permission, you can write the data. You can write the data inside the file. If you have the execute permission, right, you can install, right, software packages, and you can execute shell script files. Guys. See, guys, read these things. Right, in Linux, everything will be represented as files only. We have two types of files in Linux. One is the directory files. Second one is the normal text file. If you go to any file, right, we can see these three types of permissions: read permission, write, and execute. If you have the read permission, you can read the data from the file. If you have the write permission, you can write the data inside the file. If you have the execute permission, you can install the software packages and you can execute the shell script files, guys. Up to here, clear?
Yes, sir.
Up to here, clear, guys? Next, guys. And here, based on the first character, we can tell that whether the file is directory file, directory file or normal text file guys. Based on the first character only we can tell whether the file is a directory file or normal text file guys. Okay, if the first character is D, then that is the directory file. If the first character is D, then that is the directory file. If the first character is hyphen, then that is the normal file guys. Okay, right, observe carefully guys. Here let me take one example. Here I am going to take this one. Okay, right. Let me paste it here. Right, here let me write guys. In the below example, the first character is, D guys. Right, if it is D, then what? Then D1 is the directory file. If first character is D, then D1 is the directory file. D1 is the directory file guys. See guys, here what is the first character? D. Then this D1 is what? Directory file guys. Okay, next let me take one more example. Here I am going to take this one, F1. Right guys, in the below example, the first character is hyphen. Then f1.txt is the normal text file. Guys. See guys, here, right here, if you see this example, first character is D, then this D1 is the normal directory file guys. If you see this example, here first character is hyphen, then f1.txt is the what? It is the normal text file guys. Based on the first character, we can tell whether the file is a directory file or normal text file. Here first character is D, then D1 is the directory file. Here first character is hyphen, then f1.txt is the normal text file. Is it clear guys? How you can able to tell whether a file is a directory file or normal text file means based on the first character we can tell guys. Okay, so now let me take some more examples here. See guys, here I am going to take this one. Guys. Same example I am taking it here. Okay, here total how many characters we have? 10 characters are there guys. Total 10 characters are there. Okay, so let me copy this. Right here I am pasting. Right here we have total 10 characters guys. Here right we have total 10 characters. Total 10 characters are available guys. In these 10 characters, first character will tell whether a file is directory file or text file. Okay, next guys, remaining 9 characters we'll talk about file permissions guys. Remaining 9 characters we'll talk about file permissions guys. Right, in 9 characters, right, first three are right user permissions. Next second three are group permissions. last three are others permissions. Others permissions, guys observe carefully here. See guys, here I have taken this example, and here total how many characters we have? Total 10 characters are there, right? Here first character, right, will tell whether a file is a directory file or normal text file, right? Remaining 9 characters, in remaining 9 characters, right, we'll talk about the file permissions. In these 9 characters, first 3 characters are the user permissions or owner permissions, you can say anything. Second 3 are group permissions. Last 3 are what? Others permissions, guys observe carefully this one. Have a look into this. Guys, how to modify the file permissions we will discuss. Okay, see guys, here f1.txt is a normal text file, guys. Here f1.txt, here f1.txt is a normal text file. Is a normal text file, guys. f1.txt is a normal text file. On f1.txt file, right, user have read permission and write permission, guys. Read permission and write permissions. Read and write permissions, guys. Okay, on this f1.txt, group have, right, group have, see guys, here in the place of user I am changing group, right? Group have read and write permissions only. On this f1.txt, right, others have read permission, right, and execute permission, guys. Read permission and execute permission. Execute only, no, only read permission. Okay, see guys, right, others have only read permission. Only read permission, guys observe carefully. These are the permissions, guys. Here first three will talk about the user permissions, next 3 will talk about the group permissions, last 3 will talk about the others permissions. Okay, now user, what permissions user have? Read and write permission, and there is no execute permission for the user. What about group? Group have read and write permissions, and there is no execute permissions for the group. What about last? Others have only read permission, there is no write and execute permissions for the others, guys. See here, same thing I have written, guys. In here f1.txt is what? It is a normal text file. How you are telling that? First character is hyphen, then that is the normal text file. In that file, right, user have read and write permissions, group have read and write permissions, and others have only read permission. Is it clear, guys? Up to here, any doubts? Up to here, any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
మీరు రెస్పాండ్ అవుతున్నారో లేదో ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గెటింగ్, గైస్, వెదర్ యూ గైస్ ఆర్ రెస్పాండింగ్ ఆర్ నాట్. హియర్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ ఎనీ మెసేజెస్.
Yes, sir, we are following, sir.
Fine. See guys, let me take one more example. Guys. Here I will take this one as the example. Go to here, let me copy the first one. Right, guys. Right, guys, see here, this is the second example. Okay, so now here first 10 characters I am copying. Guys. Here we have the first 10 characters like this. Okay, here total 10 characters are available. In this 10 characters, first character is D, guys. First character will tell whether it is a directory file or normal text file. Here first character what we have, D is there, then this is the then this is the directory file, guys. Okay, remaining 9 characters will talk about the file permissions. Okay, same I am going to copy paste here. Same here, whatever I have written I am going to copy paste here also.
Excuse me, sir.
See guys, here we have total 10 characters. And
Hello.
in 10 characters, first character will tell whether a file is a directory file or normal text file. Remaining 9 characters will talk about the file permissions. In 9 characters, first 3 are the user permissions, second 3 are the group permissions, last 3 are the others permissions. Same, right? Same guys. Okay. After that, let me take this example, this one also. Let me copy this one also. And here, see guys, here D1 guys. This is what D1 file. Right, D1 is a directory file. D1 is a directory file, guys. D1 is a directory file. Okay, on D1 file, user have what permissions, guys? Read, write, and execute permission. User have read, write, and execute permission. Execute permission, guys. Same group also have read, write, and execute permission. Read, write, and execute permission, guys. And execute permission. Okay. Next, others have read and execute permission, guys. Others have read and execute permission. Read and execute permission, guys. See, guys. On D1, right? What is D1? D1 is the directory file. On this D1 file, right here, user have what permissions? Read permission, write permission, and execute permission. Next, others have what permissions? Others have, right? Others have, sorry, group have read, write, and execute permission, and others have only read and execute permissions, guys. See, guys, by seeing this, we can tell who will have which permissions. You can tell by seeing this. Clear, guys, up to here?
Hello, excuse me, sir. Hello.
Guys, please confirm. Then I will talk how to modify the file permissions.
Yes.
How
Hello,
to
sir.
give the
Am I
permissions,
audible?
how to remove the permissions, we'll discuss.
Hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Hello, sir.
I will tell, man. I will come to there. Others means you can create multiple other accounts here. Group means whenever you have created the user, right, one right group also will be created, guys, with the same name. One group also will be created. If you want to create other group, and you can add the users into that particular group. I will discuss after file permissions. I will talk about how to create the user accounts in the Linux. There, these groups and everything will come. At the time of discussing user accounts, I will talk about the group and all those things. I will create the groups. I will add the users into the particular group. All those things I will discuss in the user accounts topic. Here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
If you guys are
Hello.
not responding, I also won't speak. I will sit ideal.
Hello, sir. Hello.
I'm also not ready to speak if you guys are not responding when I ask the questions. How can I understand whether you guys are getting or not? You guys are not responding. See,
Yeah, I
guys,
understood.
now I want to modify the file permissions, guys. Modifying file permissions. modifying file permissions, guys. How to modify the file permissions, guys? Okay. See, guys. Here, if you observe it here, if you go to first example, here user have read permission and write permission. I want to give the execute permission for the user. Okay, group have read permission and write permission. I want to remove the write permission for the group. Others have only read permission. I want to add execute permission also for the others. How you can do all these things? How you can do all these modifications, guys? Oh, we are not getting, I'm not getting any voice. Nothing. I'm not getting any voices,
Hello.
guys.
Hello.
Check. Fine.
Hello.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, because of your mic is, audio is mute.
Okay. Yeah, now just now I have seen that. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Thank you. Right, guys. See here, I'm going to modify the file permissions, guys. If you want to modify the file permissions in Linux, we have one command, that is chmod command. By using chmod command, we can modify the file permissions, guys. By using chmod command, we can modify the file permissions. See, guys. Here, let me go to here. We can add the permissions, we can remove the permissions, guys. We can add the permissions, we can remove the permissions. Okay, so now let me add the points here. Right, by using chmod command, by using chmod command, we can modify the file permissions. We can modify the file permissions, guys. By using chmod command, we can, chmod means, what is this, guys? What is this? What is chmod stands for?
Change modification.
Right. See, guys, here we can modify the file permissions by using chmod command, guys. Here we have two things, guys. We have two things. Right? You can add the permissions and you can remove the permissions also. You can change the permissions, like adding the permissions and removing the permissions also by using this same chmod command, guys. Right? By using chmod, we can add the permissions. We can add the permissions and we can remove the permissions also, guys. Remove the permissions. We can add the permissions and we can remove the permissions. Suppose if you want to add the permission, right, we need to use plus symbol, guys. To add the permission, right, we need to use plus symbol. To add the permission, right, we will use this plus symbol, guys. Okay, right. Next, to remove the permissions, right, we will use this minus symbol, guys. Minus symbol we will use, guys. Yes, read it. By using chmod command, we can modify the file permissions. By using chmod, we can add the new permissions and we can remove the existing permissions. Right, to add the permissions, we will use this plus symbol. To remove the permissions, we will use this minus symbol, guys. Okay, fine. How to do this one, guys? See, guys, here, let me go to here. We'll do ls-l. See, guys, here, these are the files are available. So now, on this f1.txt file, for user, I want to give the execute permission. Right. So now user doesn't have the execute permission. User have only read and write permissions, guys. Now what I want to do on this f1.txt file, right, user should have the execute permission also. Then how you can give the execute permission to the user? You can give by using chmod command. How to use the chmod? Chmod, right, to whom you want to add the permission? User. So here you need to use you. U stands for user. Do you want to add the permission or remove the permission? Add the permission. Then use plus symbol. Which permission you want to add? Execute permission. Then give X. See guys, for user, I want to add execute permission. U plus X. U stands for user, plus stands for adding, X stands for execute permission. Right, already user have the read write permission and we are adding new permission, that is execute permission, to the user on what? On f1.txt file. So now here you need to give the file name f1.txt. See, on f1.txt for user we are adding execute permission by using chmod command guys. Okay, now enter. Now let me check ls-l. See guys, now here earlier here user have only read and write permission. After executing this command, user got execute permission also. User got execute permission. X also added here. User got execute permission also guys. Okay, so next guys, next observe carefully. Here others is there guys. For others, I want to add write permission and execute permission both. For others, I want to add write and execute permission both. How you will do that? By using same chmod command. Chmod, right here, to whom I want to add the permissions? Others. So, O guys. Do you want to add or remove? Add. So, plus. Which permissions? Write permission, plus, and execute permission also. See guys, for others, I am going to add write and execute both permissions I want to add. On which file? f1.txt. f1.txt file guys. Enter. Okay, now let me check ls-l. Wow, see guys, here others got write and execute permission. Earlier others have only read permission. Now we have added write and execute permission also to others guys. Is that clear? Okay, so now here group have read permission and write permission guys. Now I want to remove the write permission for the group guys. I want to remove the write permission for the group. How you will remove? See guys, chmod command. To whom you want to remove the permissions? Group. So G guys. Do you want to add or remove? Remove. So minus. Which permission you want to remove? Write permission. So W. On which file? f1.txt. f1.txt guys. See, on f1.txt, right, for group, I want to remove the write permissions. Let's see. Run this. Enter. Okay. Now run ls-l. See guys. See here earlier group have read and write permission. Now what I have done? I have removed the write permission. After removing the write permission, group have only read permission. Is it clear guys? Is it clear how to modify the file permissions?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But now in interview they won't ask this guys. They will ask how to modify the file permissions by using numeric numbers. How to modify the file permissions by using numeric numbers, they will ask in the interviews guys. We'll see how to modify the file permissions by using numeric numbers also. Before that, let me write this. Right here, let me take example. Let me add these examples here guys. Right here, let me take second one, f2.txt I am taking. This is the example I have taken here. Here for user, I want to add execute permission. Execute permission guys. How you will add guys? How you will add? See guys, chmod. To whom you want to add? User. Do you want to add or remove? Add. Which permission? Execute permission on f2.txt file. On f2.txt file guys. Okay, next guys, right, I want to here I want to add for others write and execute permission for others on f2.txt file. f2.txt guys. What you will do here? Dollar, right, chmod others, right, O plus W plus X. On which file? f2.txt file. Okay, next guys, right, here I want to remove right, write permission right, for group guys. Group on which file? On f2.txt. On f2.txt file guys. Okay, dollar, right, chmod group right G, remove right minus, which permission? Right permission, W, right, on f2.txt. f2.txt guys. So like this, right, by using right alphabets U plus X, O plus W plus X, G minus X, like this, we can modify the file permissions guys. Okay, right, next guys, this is important one guys. In interview they are asking, right, numeric permissions only. How to modify the file permissions by using numeric numbers, they are asking in the interviews guys. See here, right, file permissions, right, with numeric numbers, guys. File permissions with numeric numbers guys. How you will modify the file permissions with numeric numbers? Okay, see guys, observe carefully. 0, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the numbers which we need to use guys. 0 to 7. Okay, what 0 will represent? 0 will represent no permission. Okay, and here hyphen will represent no permission guys. Here hyphen will represent no permission. See, here hyphen no permission, here hyphen no permission, here two hyphens, there is no write and execute permissions. But coming to numeric numbers, 0 will represent no permission. Okay, what about 1? What about 1 guys? 1 only execute permission. 1 will represent only execute permission. Only execute permission guys. What 2 will represent? What 2 will represent guys? Only write permission. Only write permission guys. 2 will represent only write permission. What 3 will represent guys? 3, right, execute and write permission guys. Execute and write permissions. Execute and write permissions guys. Okay, what about 4 guys? 4 means only read permission. 4 means only read permission. 4 means only read permission guys. What about 5 guys? What about 5? 5 means read and execute permission. Read and execute permission. 5 means read and execute permission. Next guys, 6 guys. 6 means what guys? 6 means what? 6 will represent read and write permission. Read and write permission. 6 means read and write permission. What about 7 guys? 7 means read, write and execute permission. Read, write and execute permission. Execute permission guys. See guys, and you need to remember this guys. There is no other option. 0 means no permission. 1 means only execute permission. 2 means only write permission. 3 means execute and write permission. 4 means only read permission. 5 means read and execute permission. 6 means read and write permission. 7 means read, write and execute permission. Read, write and execute permission guys. Right? So these are the numeric numbers guys. Now, how to modify the file permissions by using these numeric numbers? How to modify the file permissions by using these numeric numbers guys? Okay. Right, let me take the example guys. Here, let me take the example. See guys, same f2.txt file I am taking here. Now here, I want to give all permission for the here. I want to give the all permission for the user. Only read and write permissions. If you observe it here, which number will represent all permissions guys? 7. If you give 7, read